And then at one point I was like, well, and I did fully take like my shorts off. And I was just in my underwear, like dancing in front of everybody. And then I did fully pull the back of my underwear down and like shake my ass on one of my friends.
Oh my God.
Manic
Pixie
Jump Scare. Hosted by Quinn Murphy
and Becca Hobart.
Hi, we're Quinn. And we're
Becca.
Becca. And welcome to Manic Pixie Jump Scare, a podcast where Becca and I talk openly about our shared delusions,
passions,
and love for each other. My goodness.
Did it again.
Did it again.
Crazy.
Back to back. I don't know.
Mutiny.
Mutiny. Mutiny, honey.
Episode 8.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy.
Wow. It's crazy. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we've spoken at all.
Yeah.
No, we do talk, guys. We are true friends outside of this.
Becca and I have a gag rule, actually. We're not allowed to talk to each other when we're not on. We like to keep it on ice. No, but it is something I do want to be forthright with the audience about, because it's something people might not know when starting a podcast with their bestie, that like that's about being friends and about like each other, because people are always like, oh, what's your podcast about? And I'm like, me and Becca, obviously.
Yeah.
What could be a more interesting topic at the end of the day? And it's weird because Becca and I like fully, like when we log on to these Zooms, we're like, hi. At least that's how I feel. And I'm like, and then when we actually like we like get into the episode, and then like when we like take our little breaks and stuff, we're always like, that's so fun.
Exactly.
Like, oh, we're friends. And
the worst part for me is always at the end, though, when it's like, I'm like, I can't talk to you any longer because I'm so tired. I had so much fun, but I'm like, I need to end the Zoom.
Yeah.
It's just painful. It's just painful because when we're in person, I could go off your energy for hours. We have on the street corner. It's so easy.
It's so easy.
But just on the computer, it's just different, I think.
Yeah.
But that being said, let's jump right into this podcast. I know for this catch up, I know that something has been really affecting you lately. And I don't want to blame myself, but I know I'd like to think I had something to do with it.
Yeah, I think our season. Yes, I think our astrological conversation really like spurred something in me. Because for whatever reason, Cancer season this year, I feel like an emotional live wire.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, okay. I feel so deeply. Which is hard for me because, as we heard in my chart, I'm not somebody who does well with big emotions in like a star way. The stars say so. It's not even my fault. But yeah, I have just felt like I could cry like at any moment at so many things. Like I get so emotional. Like a Whitney Houston song, baby. I'm getting so emotional. And part of it does, because I did do for myself is I did upgrade to Astro Future Premium because I needed to like understand a little bit more.
Good.
And so you can see my little element chart, not me exposing my lighting. Oh no. But like, look at all that water right there. That whole little section is water.
Oh, so it's just all of your personal placements right now are just,
and also my like yin and yang, feminine and masculine. My weirdly enough, my birth chart is very masculine. Like whatever that means, like whatever, I don't know if it matches up with the yin and the yang, or if it's like the yin or the yang. But right now my feminine energy is like going crazy, which like people who know me is like, Quinn, your feminine energy is always going crazy. But in the stars have it. The stars are foretelling.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been crying. Not
Does
like
it feel good?
Yeah, a little bit. Not like actually,
Good.
because I wrote a whole, like, one day I sat down and in my morning pages I wrote 3 pages on crying, just the topic of crying. I wrote 3 pages.
Topic. The science behind
The
that.
topic of crying. It's good because when I was a kid, I used to cry so much. Like, not as like a baby because obviously I don't remember that. But when I was like like young child, like from like ages like 4 to about 8, 9, I remember crying so much. And
It's so
like
upsetting to be that young.
and throwing temper tantrums and like all that.
Yeah.
And oh my God, something I think about all the time is in Taylor Swift's Long Pond Sessions, like the documentary that went along, like the kind of docu-music thing that went along with it. When they were explaining the song 7, she said something to the effect of, there was a time in my life when I was like young and everything was like a huge issue, and I let out everything like right when I felt it. And like, when did I learn to stop doing that? And that's why she has Grammys. That's why she has Grammys, folks. No, and it's like, I think about that all the time. It's like that was so like that impulse. Oh my
God.
Like that impulse of my young self to like cry and like exert and throw like tantrums and shit like that was freeing. Like it was like stymied out of me by like society. And like, I know my parents listen to this, so like it's not like all your guys' fault, don't worry, but like I just felt like there was like weird stuff around like crying and masculinity and all this like weird stuff about feeling too feminine as like a boy growing up and being socialized as a boy and stuff like that. And so all that shit. And like, so now, even when I feel like I do want to cry, I feel like I can't. Like, it doesn't like the response doesn't, like, I have to be extremely like upset. Like at a funeral was the last time I cried. Like actually. And so, yeah. But
I love crying.
Yeah, no, it's so, and every time I cry, I'm like, why don't I do this more?
Yeah,
I need to do it more. I need to be one of those people. And I think it might be one of those things that comes to me with like age. Because have you ever noticed that like adults cry a lot too?
They do. My mom cries all the time.
Samesies.
She gets made fun of it. Like, she gets, I don't know, like people tease her about it. Like, oh, she's crying. Like, I don't know, because it's like, yeah, she will cry at every single movie we watch. She will find a way to cry. That's her life. She's a Cancer.
That's her relief.
Let her go.
Crying for cancers is like, meat for the crabs. Like,
it's our bread and butter.
They need to have it. Yeah, it's their natural state. So yeah, something about this cancer season, I've been feeling just so emotional, and not even like bad feelings. I just truly feel like I can like cry at literally like a lot. There's like a lot of stuff going on all the time. Becca and I had a little full disclosure catch up where I told her some intimate details about my life, and like stuff like that was happening, and like other stuff. And like, it goes back to that Nicole Kidman thing. It's like, I cry often.
Yeah. She's also Cancer, right? I discovered that.
I don't know. I did not look up her chart. That was your job.
You're right.
Joking. So yeah.
So me?
Cancer season has me down a little bit.
Yeah.
But Becca, what are some general themes or specific events, even anything you want to catch up on
in my life?
Yes.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Weird. No, for real. So, okay. I would like to say, I'd like to pat myself on the back. No, not even. I just want to bring up that I fear I actually might secretly be a girl boss, like full on a girl boss. Because the other day I picked up a shift at Ulta Beauty.
Yeah, you did.
So I was like, already like, okay, I'm gonna get extra hours, whatever. This is nice. I arrive on the scene. They say, oh, by the way, today we are doing a contest. Whoever can get the most people to sign up for our ultimate rewards credit cards gets a free product for every card sign up and gets a gift card to wherever they choose and a free Starbucks. So I said, guess what is my mission today? To plow all you other girls into the ground. I
That's
was
a
not
dangerous
joking.
challenge for a woman like you to have.
Exactly. If you offer me things, oh my God.
No,
I
and
want
Becca, I feel like when Becca really wants to, she could sell, water with fish. It's
literally. So
she has the business acumen.
it's built within me. And I realized that when I won the contest,
Yeah, you
obviously.
did.
Not only that, I was the only person who got anyone to sign up that
Yeah, like
entire day.
landslide.
Yeah. So
Like
no one
landslide
even had a
victory.
chance. So it was crazy.
So how many lines of credit did you establish?
4, which is I
That's
don't know if you
crazy.
expected it to be a lot more.
Well, when you
But
say nobody else sold one the entire day, that's I was gonna say like somewhere between 5 and 10 maybe, but obviously it's like a credit card, so
yeah,
buku people aren't signing up for it. But the fact that
right.
also 4 is really impressive considering nobody else sold a single one.
Well, yeah, the reason they did the contest is because the day before, 0 people signed up the whole day. And yeah, it's like usually during a shift, like my goal is to get at least one because they want you to have like one person sign up every 50 people you check out. So that's like I did like probably double that day. So there I go, girl bossing away.
There
Crazy.
you go.
But it kind of scared me.
No, my mom would always try to get me. There was one time she tried to get me to sign up for one of those when we were checking out for furniture for my apartment, and I was like, and then I got rejected because I do not have any credit. Fun fact about me.
I got rejected at Ulta when I tried to get it because I don't have a credit card either. It's fine. But if you do shop at Ulta, not me trying to sell it on the pod, but I'm like, it is really worth it. Come in, ask for Becca anyway. But yeah, so I fear I'm a girl boss and I fear I'm better. I'm also, I mean, I'm very competitive and that's something that I struggle with sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
Another place Becca and I are energetically aligned. We're both very competitive people.
Yeah, that is an area where I don't know, I can't control myself that much.
The heat of competition. There's something about it.
Yeah. I either care way too much or I give up completely because I know if I know I'm gonna lose. So
Exactly. No, because I'm the same way. I say I'm either gonna give it everything I have or I'm not gonna do it at all.
No in betweens.
It's like when a neuron, I always compare it to when a neuron shoots in your head, because when I took AP psychology in high school, my teacher would always emphasize that a question on the AP exam would be when there's a neuron response, it's an all or nothing response. And so that's how I view myself.
Yes, in my life at large.
Which is kind of a problem. It's good because the things that I'm passionate about, I'm really passionate about and I do forever. But the things that I don't have particular passions for, but need to do, I'm
I know. That's also an issue with I do nothing in moderation. They say moderation is the best way to live. I do nothing in moderation. I'm so all or nothing.
It's not a word. Yeah, not a word in our vocabulary.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, Becca,
Mm-hmm.
I also have heard on the street that you have been partaking in one of my guilty pleasures.
Yes. Below deck. It's
I was so excited.
good.
I literally wrote we outline all the episodes and I literally made a comment on Becca's and I wrote yas under it.
Yeah. No, so good. My mom and I have been watching and we're now on season 7. We already watched the Down
Is
Under.
7? Oh.
Below Deck Down Under. we finished that. There's only one season out. That one was fantastic. I can't wait for another season. Wait, maybe we're on season 8. Rachel is the chef right now.
She's one of the best people on the show ever. She needs to be on this podcast.
Crazy. Rachel is crazy. I will say, like, girl, come on the pod. You are crazy. Love and respect.
Have you gotten to when she walks off the boat?
Oh yeah, she fully quit. She fully quit and came back the next day.
Yeah.
Like, that was insane. I feel like all the chefs are just crazy.
Yeah.
But she's at least the most talented.
Yeah, she seems to be like, and it's nice because like she was like the first woman chef they ever had on the US franchise. And Below Deck, I don't know like what it is about that show, because I am not, as we've talked about on this pod, I'm a big fan of like reality competition shows. And I've never been able to get into like, I'm not like a Housewives person. I'm not, whatever person, because I need there to be like an objective. Yeah. And so maybe that's what I enjoy about Below Deck, is that there is an objective in that. So for those of you who don't know the premise of Below Deck, I guess should have explained that first. I feel like we talked about it on this before, but Below Deck chronicles the lives of people who work on commercial yachts. So really rich people will charter yachts for. The show has like a certain format that's not super true to like the actual yachting industry. Listen to me talk about this, because I have listen to the amount of like I have looked into this. Like, this is that all or nothing thing. Like when I like
the yachting industry.
Literally, I need to like, when I'm like, what's the ins and outs of the yachting industry when I'm watching this show? Anyway, so basically how the show works is like 3 days they have a charter guest, and so the whole crew works like making that charter guest. And it's like, first of all, the boat is like the nicest hotel you've ever stayed at. They're like 150-foot yachts, I think. It's a big deal. They also talk, it's like a big deal how big the boat is. Like, you'll hear people say, oh, I've worked on a 150-foot sailing yacht. I've worked on a 500-foot cruise ship. I've worked on all these vessels and stuff like that. But they don't, the show also is not very hand-holdy and like explaining like what everything means. I still get so confused on what level of the boat they eat dinner versus breakfast at. I don't know what a knot is.
Port.
Well, port, aft, bridge deck. Like, I don't know what any of those words mean, but like, I know when someone's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And so basically, so there's the interior team, which is like the stewards, who are the people who kind of walk around and wait on the guests. And there's the exterior, who are the people who are like constantly cleaning the boat.
All the time.
And they set up like
the slides.
Toys. The slides. Oh my God. The villain of every season of Below Deck is the water slide. They have inflatable water slides on every boat. That literally, it's so funny, because like you'll see it and the guests clearly use it for like, it takes at least an hour to set up. And it's like, it looks like it weighs at least like 300
like
pounds. 300, 400 pounds. And they have to like, there are only 4 people on deck usually, like on the exterior, 4 or 5 maybe. And they all have to help like get out this 100-pound, like multi-100-pound slide and blow it up and like all this stuff. And like, you can tell the guests use it for like an hour and they're like, oh my God, that was fun.
And then they put it back. It's such a waste, I feel like.
So, but and then there's all this stuff, and they're like the people they find to like put on these boats.
It's crazy.
Have you seen, so you've seen like every season up to season 8?
Yes.
I started watching last December, like December 2020, because I was at my grandparents' house and my grandparents were really into it. And so then I started watching, and then I finished, I don't know if it was winter break or when I went home in May of this year, but like I finished my consumption of like the main franchise. I haven't looked into like, and now, so there's Below Deck, which is like the regular Below Deck. It's not exactly, it's like an American production, but they're not all Americans, which is the other fun thing, because like they have like a bunch of people from like Anglo-speaking countries, and so like the UK, South Africa,
Australia.
America, Australia, lots of fun accents, which Becca and I are a big fan of.
So big fans of.
And so yeah, so Becca, what are some of your favorite things about the show? Who are some of your favorite characters, favorite moments even?
I will defend Kate, the chief steward, till I literally die. I am so obsessed with her.
Another person we need on this podcast, Kate Chastain, please.
Kate, please come on. I am so obsessed with her. I think my mom, like before, because my mom started watching it before me, before I started watching with her, and she was like, Kate's kind of like a bitch, but she's really, really funny. And I started watching. I said, Mom, no, she is not. She does what she has to do. Only rarely is she in the complete wrong. Usually someone is antagonizing her. There were the season that just ended where Ashton was the bosun.
Season 7 is the worst season. Season 7 is like or not the worst season, but it's so uncomfortable to watch.
Frustrating. It's so frustrating.
So uncomfortable to watch. There's this season 7 of Below Deck. It devolved into this really weird like boys versus girls. Yeah.
Yes. And it was like, dangerous.
Literally, yeah. They were like
so dangerous.
Like the men were all conspiring to get like this one woman like fired. Like actually multiple women fired. Like they were trying to like they were out for blood trying to get people literally kicked off the boat. Like it was honestly, that season was like, I think that was like the second to last season I watched maybe, because I didn't watch them in like order. But I'd watched, it was weird because I watched season 6 and I like really like Ashton was like
so good.
Like a good character. He literally almost died.
Yeah. Like, and survived.
Guys,
it was like a
huge truly crazy clip where Ashton gets like pulled by one of the tow lines of the boat and he like he gets pulled into the water.
And he's drowning fully.
No, but the drowning wouldn't have killed him. Apparently what they say is if the boat had kept going, one of the camera guys like literally swooped into action and was like pulling the ropes or whatever. But if the boat had kept going, it would have ripped his foot off and he would have bled out.
Yeah, because the line was attached to the tender, so it would have pulled a circle so tight around his ankle that it would have literally just
like severed his foot off.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So
boo.
No, and then we were all like, oh yay, Ashton's coming back, and then he was just oh my god, and that fucking chef.
That chef was.
I don't remember that flop's name, but he was a flop, and that is Kevin, and he was like one of the worst chefs ever.
Yeah, he was bad.
Like his food looked like you could just order it at like Outback.
Chili's.
Yeah, literally like.
Damn.
Chili's.
Fuck.
No disrespect, really. But disrespect to Kevin, not disrespect to Chili's, because y'all.
I hate
Chili's,
him.
Chili's and Outback, they know what their brand is. Kevin from Below Deck, he thinks he
didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
He
doesn't get it. No, and he's
one
like,
of my
favorite Leon was a better chef than him.
Yeah, seriously.
Season 3. You want to talk about season 3 was like a good season. There's good drama, but it's like doesn't get personal.
Yeah. No, but okay, I do have to talk about when Ashton. Okay, so they like do the charters. They're like 3 or 4 days, whatever. Then they have like a night where they go out, and that's like a lot of good stuff happens then. And in the cab back to the boat after going out, Ashton for the second time tried to kiss Kate, the chief steward, our babe, without asking. She like was like, ew, get off a little bit. And wasn't even rude about it.
Yeah.
Then later, like she moved seats away from him, I think. And then like literally they're all like kind of making fun of this one guy's mom on the crew. They're like, oh, Tanner's mom talks like this. And then Kate goes, literally all she says is, I'm tired about talking about Tanner's mom. Ashton, how's your mom? He goes, don't you bring my family into this. He fucking punches the window of the van.
And Ashton? Okay.
It's scary.
For those of you who don't know, Ashton's this huge guy. Like a juice head. Literal, like, he's huge. Like, he's like, I don't know how tall he is, but he's like he's like a
So
big like
buff.
bodybuilder frame. Like he's
And
like
Kate
he's
is so tiny.
and Kate is this tiny waif of a woman. Like
it's just a speck. Oh dear
yes,
God.
like literally, like she's like long and lean and like
Yeah.
and
So
it's like
petite.
that was a really uncomfortable moment too, because it's like,
Yeah, like he
like
should have
he's
been
so much
fired.
bigger than her. He's so much
Yeah.
bigger than her.
And like
Now,
punching a window, like that anger was directed at her. He just punched the window instead of her.
that
Crazy.
that was really weird. Yeah, and then my favorite was seeing like Captain Lee and Kate. They're like my OTP. I love them. And Captain Lee was like, if I had known that was like happening. Captain Lee is also the US franchise. There's been one captain the whole entire franchise, and he's like he's kind of like the main character in a way. But like,
yeah,
if the main character was like, he's very much, it's kind of like House of Gucci. Like he's Maurizio Gucci in that he's the main character, but he's also like the least like dramatic person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a high level analogy for all of our LGBTs out there.
Stay strong, guys. Yeah, for sure.
But and so Captain Lee was like, if I had known that was going on, I wouldn't have kept Ashton on. He would have gotten fired.
That's a great impression. He would have gotten fired.
He would have gotten fired. My favorite thing, I love the Captain Lee isms, and when he's like, his mouth is writing a check his ass can't cash.
Literally, he always has sayings or like, he's like, my dick is out and the wind's blowing south or something.
Literally, he's like
so weird.
And sometimes they get super graphic. Like one time he like said something about dragging his balls through glass. He's like, I'd rather drag my balls through glass for 21 miles than.
He truly is just an old
cartoon character, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But Below Deck, an amazing show.
So
I also
good.
do have I do have to say, I do have a crush on Eddie.
Oh yeah, me too. I have a crush on Eddie and Kate.
I have a big crush on Eddie. Like, and some seasons, especially when he comes back for like season 8, and especially like last season he was legitimately like annoying. Season 9.
Oh really?
Yeah, he does. Season 9's not a good season for the Eddie stans.
Oh no.
But he's just so gosh darn cute. Like
he is. He's so
there's something
goofy
about him. He's just and he's so goofy and funny.
I love it.
Yeah. And Becca, I hear you're preparing for a trip.
Oh, I sure am.
Uh-huh.
I am ready to go full Cheetah Girls 2 in Barcelona.
I did not know this at all.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I thought I told you that.
No.
One of my dearest friends from high school, Neela, has lived in Barcelona now for a year.
Oh really?
Yeah, studying and now has a job there. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I probably have to visit her because when else am I gonna get to go to have a free stay in Barcelona? I just pay for a flight. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be so hot. I'm preparing myself. But I'm really excited. I've never been out of the country.
Yay! Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is so
I've also
fun.
I've never flown alone also.
Oh really?
But I like flying, so I don't think it'll be an issue. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah. And
I have a new Spanish connection, as Becca and I discussed, but that's for a later date for the pod. But we'll keep you guys satiated. But yeah.
And I hear you just came back from vacation. Where were you?
I was like all around a little bit, but for last weekend, well, like 2 weekends ago now, whatever weekend ended with the 4th of July, I won't say I was celebrating the 4th of July. I will just say that that's the time when people go to the beach. And so I decided to also go to the beach. Yeah. And so, yeah. And so my friends have a house in Sea Isle City in New Jersey. So I was at the Jersey Shore, Becca.
At the Jersey Shore.
And I did follow one of Becca and I's only rules, which is to not fall in love with the Jersey Shore. I successfully evaded falling in like even.
Good.
I felt nothing while I was there.
That's good.
I felt nothing. But yeah, it's really fun because like we're in that stage of our lives where like now we're starting to go on trips like without like the family unit, which like, you know, not to throw shade at the family unit, but it's like a different experience going on a trip with your family versus going on a trip with your friends. And so yeah, it was fun because it was like all of us like kind of early 20 somethings, just, you know, going beaching, maybe going out at night, maybe staying in, making the brave decision to stay in at night.
So brave.
And so yeah, it was amazing. I read a book that I think I'm going to talk about in our next episode because my bookworm summer is continuing, and guys, we're starting to get a little scared.
Oh. Who said that?
The summer of the bookworm is continuing.
The bookworm. Okay.
I feel
you're
like,
getting so smart.
No, I feel like everybody I know is reading this summer. Like
I'm reading too, actually.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly. No, it's the summer of the bookworm. No, I firmly believe it's a Meemaw summer. Like it's a mum summer. All my activities have been grandmother behavior. My favorite things I've done this summer: read, play cards.
Oh,
I got back into knitting recently. That's not even a joke.
You knit in the first place? Oh my God.
I learned how to knit a long time ago, and artist way, blah, blah. I was like, oh, let me get like knitting supplies from Michael's. And so I started like knitting a scarf for like the first time in a long time. And so it's really nice when I edit the podcast because it gives me something to do with my hands.
Nice.
And so yeah, last episode, the last episodes you, the listeners, have listened to, you can imagine me sitting at the computer, but you know, intermittently, because Becca and I, one thing about us, we do it all in one take, baby.
Yeah.
But just quality control, right? So I'd be knitting a little bit while. So if you want that little image in your head of me, you know, having my little headphones in, listening to me and Becca ramble, but also having little knitting needles in my hand.
So peaceful.
Yeah. I want to learn how to crochet next too.
That's fun. Are they vastly different, or do you think it'll be easy to pick up?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll have to see.
I'm just
letting
it all happen to me. I'll report back. I really love crochet. So podcast first today. I gotta shout it out. I am wearing a hat.
Yep.
Audio listeners, we love you guys, but you guys are missing out on a little aspect because I am wearing headwear today. But I really love crocheted hats, and so I will tell you.
Your hat at first, because of the way when you were first looking at me and your head was tilted up, I thought it was a large headband.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome.
Optical
but I love
illusion.
it also. So cute.
Yes. Well, Becca, do you feel adequately caught up?
I would say so.
On the goss, on whatever is going on in each other's lives? Okay. Yeah. Well, something you guys don't know is that Becca and I have already left a little trail of breadcrumbs to what our topic will be today, which will be revealed right after this break. Woo. Guys, I'm scared. And Becca and I are back. Becca and I did just continue our discussion about Below Deck during the break. We couldn't stop.
It's too good.
Becca and I, something about our podcast is whenever Becca and I talk about a topic, immediately we think of 30 more things to say on the topic, and then we're like the high school episode when I was like, oh, I forgot about the whole trip to London I went on in my junior year of high school. Like,
yeah, I forgot.
We're
so
always
many
like
things.
Another app. But speaking of trips, as you might be able to tell by my attire, today, Becca and I, since it is the summer and it's the word on everybody's lips, and we both kind of talked about it in our catch up, Becca and I are going to be talking about vacations.
Ooh la la.
Holidays, even.
Yeah.
Also, my dad the other day asked me if I could do a Scottish accent, and something so embarrassing, like anytime, is being put on the spot.
Yes.
it's like I can kind of do one, but like when you put me on the spot, there's all this pressure. Anyway, Becca, another dialect expert, I'm sure understands.
I
But
get it.
so today we're going to be diving in to vacations just broadly because, summertime, everybody's taking them. Becca and I are having bouts with vacation and stuff like that. And so, Becca, what I would like to ask you first is like in your head, what is like your ideal vacation, would you say?
Ideal.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I am definitely a beach person.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on trips to the woods, a
Mm-hmm.
la Girl Scout camp.
Yeah.
I don't consider that a vacation. I consider it work. I consider it labor. And usually, like, I've also been on vacations in the winter, but it's just something that I'm like, no, vacations are just the summer.
Yeah.
So ideal vacation is in the summer to the beach. I like going to crowded places. I like going to places where a lot is happening and a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would say, even though I haven't been, I'm gonna say Australia.
Yeah.
Down under.
Dream location.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah, I think that would be it. Oh, and then as far as activities on a vacation,
Mm-hmm.
just hitting up the beach. I love like adventurous things on vacation. I love parasailing.
Oh.
And I've done that before. I like zip lining.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me about you.
Oh yeah, well, we'll get into it when we talk about family vacations, but my family's very into like doing all that
Go ape.
stuff. Yeah, whitewater rafting.
Really?
Kayaking. I've done like very long paddleboarding adventures.
Wow.
I would call myself intermediate.
That's crazy. I did not know that
Yeah.
about you.
I love water sports and stuff. Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
That's something I do.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway. But so yeah. I also the perfect feeling is showering around like 3 p.m. and then getting ready for 2 hours and going to a really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
So good. So that's ideal vacation. And then watching movies at night. Or going out. Quinn, what's your ideal vacation?
My ideal vacation. See, I'm an eclectic person. So whenever somebody asks about ideals, I'm like, oh. But I like an active vacation. But even this has changed in like recently. But like ideally, I would be going to like a new place and doing like a new activity.
Yeah.
I would say most of the time. So like I love like a good exploring thing. I used to not like just sit down on the beach vacation, and still I can only do like a couple days before I get like bored. Okay. Like a relaxed vacation, like going to the beach and like being at the beach for like 7 days or something. That's probably a little too much for me if like the beach is the only thing to do.
Yeah.
But like I love like going and like exploring. Like my Italy trip in my sophomore year was like really good because it was like we were always on the go. Like it was like bus, club, another club, bus, no sleep. Because we were like literally going like south throughout Italy, and so we like had a lot of ground to cover. And so I like stuff like that. I like experiencing new things. But I have grown in my fondness for just like going somewhere to relax. Maybe as my life has gotten more pressurized, the ability to go and sit somewhere and just not worry about things appeals to me more.
Yeah.
I love mountains.
Okay.
I've never taken like a vacation to a mountain, but like maybe it would be something I enjoyed. But I just love like mountains and rock formations. I just think they're the prettiest things ever. And so yeah. So right. I'm never like, I'm not a skier or anything. My family never did like the adventure stuff. Like I've never I've never like skied. My brother kayaked. I do remember that. I've never been in a kayak.
Oh, okay.
I've never rode nothing. Yeah, I do not think I would enjoy camping.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would be like a camping girl really. Maybe. I don't know. I think I enjoy sleeping in a bed a little too much.
Yes.
Something I'm not good at, something that's not on my special strengths list is sleeping somewhere that's not a bed.
Sleeping on the floor sucks, bro. When I went to Girl Scout camp and we went to Gettysburg, the cabins that you stay in at the camp are fine. When we went to Gettysburg and set up 2 tents the exact same size, one held 3 counselors and the other held 14 girls on the ground. We literally were like in rings, and one girl was like curled up in the middle. Like, it's terrible.
You like use somebody else's feet as your pillow, like that's
literally like it was hard times.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah, no, camping. I also am somebody who likes to shower. That's not something that you can really do on those kinds of trips, as far as I understand. I do like being in nature, but I also do like going home.
Yeah.
And like having a place where I can have like my little creature comforts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, ideal vacation, probably going somewhere where I haven't been before, exploring, getting to know the people, getting to know all that kind of stuff, the cuisine even.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's kind of what I like out of a vacation.
Yeah. That sounds lovely.
And just time to like chill and relax, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely do need relaxed time.
The world be hard to live in.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has said this. I don't know if anybody else has said this, but
let me break some ground. It's tough.
It's tough. So Becca, do you have any like vacation memories, or like were family vacations a thing, or what was like growing up, I guess, since we go to the origin a lot on this podcast, what's your vacation background?
Thank you so much for asking. I will say that, I'm about to make you proud because my family famously, my dad. So my parents were together and then they got divorced. This is, rock on. I love divorce. I'm a fan. I've always said that. I always will. My dad enjoys going to Lewis, Delaware.
Yeah.
So I go like pretty consistently with him. That's like a very chill beach. That's relaxing to me.
Yeah,
like
a lot
the
of
bay.
old people.
Yep, we do kayaking and paddleboarding there still. It's nice. But my mom, when they got divorced, she started bringing us on separate vacations with my aunt and uncle and cousins. So her sister. So there's like 10 of us. Those vacations, growing up with those has been crazy. Truly insane.
Do you still go on them, like as adults?
The last one we went, COVID kind of messed it up.
Yeah.
We haven't been on one in a few years, but the most recent one was 2019.
Yeah.
And it's always fun, and it's truly feels like a reality show experience. And I'd mostly attribute this to the dramatics of my one cousin, Ryan, who I don't believe I've spoken about yet. And I hope he's listening. He is just, okay. He has a flair for the dramatic. He knows it. I like to call him my personal Frankie Grande. We have that same sort of rapport going. He loves me like Frankie loves Ariana, and that's just true.
He better be listening, man.
And I love him like Ariana loves Frankie. Deeply, but I recognize his flaws. I will tell you a story about one time. One time. So Ryan is just very loud sometimes and like dramatic, like I said. And one time we were staying at in Hilton Head, and at this point my stepdad and stepsisters were coming with us. So this is also, I discovered I have insane claustrophobia. by trying to share a queen bed with my sisters, 3, and just I almost puked many nights, sweating. I was like, oh my God, like I had to sleep on the floor a lot of times because I would get so stressed out if they touched me in the bed. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's also an issue. But okay, Ryan was being really loud this one night, and that was in the boys' room. And we were like, me and my sisters were like sneaking wine because we were like 16 or whatever. I was going back out to, it's like 2 or 3 a.m. I'm going back out to the kitchen to put the wine back so no one notices that we took it for the night. And as I start to open the door to go back to the kitchen, and I'm hearing Ryan be like super loud, my stepdad whips open the bedroom door next to us and starts running out in the dark. I've never shut a door so fast in my life. I chucked the wine bottle under the bed and got back into the bed. And I was like, oh my God. He comes out running, goes, yells, I'm about to whoop some ass. Because Ryan was being so loud. And
Ryan.
I know. And one thing about Ryan, he's deaf. So he did not hear the threats. So I hear my brother who's hearing go, Ryan, stop, because my brother's like scared for his life. So it's just making it so much worse. It's just terrible.
Oh my God. Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh. That adds like a whole other layer to it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because in my head, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now I have a whole different view of Ryan. Oh my goodness. Wow.
I know. I like to subvert expectations. But yeah, so we would have like at least one moment with Ryan causing drama every vacation. There was like this thing where he lied this other vacation. It caused like a series, like a huge drama, like straight up reality show stuff. Anyway, what was your question?
Is Ryan older than you, younger than you?
I am like 9 months older than him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. People are always like, he looks up to you so much. I'm like, I'm basically his same age. So anyway.
Like, I'm not a role model.
Crazy.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I have like a similar thing because my family did we did like a bunch of family vacations, but for a while we were going on vacation with this one family like every year. It was kind of random. Like, I still don't know, like, I guess my parents must have been really close with them at one time, but it was like same deal. It was us. It was like, because I'm like, my family is myself, my brother, my mom, and my dad, and then we would go on vacation with another family who was like the parents and 2 kids. They had a son and a daughter, and yeah, we would go to Nag's Head every year.
Where's that?
South Carolina, or no,
Okay,
North Carolina. It's in the Outer Banks.
Okay.
I literally went there for like 8 years of my life, and I cannot tell you for sure which state it's in. But anyway, I think it's South Carolina. I can check right now. My friend is, well, the internet is a thing, and then also my friend is in the location right now.
Something about, I don't know if you've experienced this on your vacations, especially in the Outer Banks. Like, they do this in Hilton Head. I noticed in North Carolina they do too. They call everything a plantation still.
Yeah. That's just like a South
very
thing.
Weird.
Yeah. It was North Carolina.
Okay.
So the Outer Banks are in North Carolina, but we go to Nag's Head, which is like a specific beach down there. And yeah, it was same thing. It was like kind of dramatic because we were all just like young kids. Like, I would always be fighting with my brother. First of all, it's an 8-hour car ride. We would always drive, and it's an 8-hour car ride. So like, that's already a test.
Yeah.
We would usually split up. It would be like my dad and my brother would go down together, and then me and my mom would go down together. And we'd take 2 cars. And then the other family, their kids were like, their daughter was my age, and I'm the younger of my siblings, and then their son was younger than their daughter. And I just remember there was always like, because we were kids, there was like drama and dramatics and like tantrums and stuff like that. One time, Caitlin, the girl who we like went with, I got mad at her and I was like, Caitlin, I'm gonna call the police on you. And
No.
so what did I do? I'm like 8 at this point, maybe. I like literally dialed 911. It's like, and then somebody like picked up and I was like, oh, I just hung up.
Oh my God.
And then like
Intrusive
literally, of course, you know, when you call 911 and you hang up, they usually geolocate you and show up. And so the cops literally showed up at the house and like their mom like answered the door. We're like, okay, she was super nice about it looking back, but like she was like, okay guys, so you can't just do that. You can't like that was when I learned that lesson in my life. I was like, oh, you
Don't
can't
ever do that.
No, I almost did this again last night, but you know how if you hit your like lock button on the iPhone like 5 times or whatever, it calls the police, it like starts to dial 911 automatically.
No way.
Yes, that's a thing. Because sometimes, so I be playing music off my phone when I'm going to sleep. And then if I'm trying to adjust the volume, sometimes, one time this definitely happened where I hit the wrong button. And so I kept hitting the lock button. And eventually my phone just goes, whoop, whoop. And it like makes like a siren noise. And then it's like dialing 911 and they're like, hi, 911, what's your emergency? And I'm like, it's literally like 11, like anywhere from like 11 to 1 p.m. or 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. to 1.
Not the glitch.
11 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, this is a mistake. I didn't mean to dial. Yeah. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah.
I'll FaceTime you, girl. You can see my surroundings.
It's like me in my dark bedroom, like, so yeah,
wow.
If you didn't know that, just make sure you're hitting the right button, because otherwise you could call 911. But they're usually nice, and just if you ever call 911 by accident, don't hang up. Just say, I didn't mean to call. Sorry.
But
yeah,
that is good advice.
What's your relationship to Disney World?
I was gonna bring this up.
Yeah, this is essential vacation.
I was promised by my family that every 7 years we would go. So we went when I turned 7. We went. We always go on my birthday. Like I'm there for my birthday. Went when I was 14.
That's crazy because that's height season.
Right. I did not go when I was 21.
Was Cornova.
Yes. So I don't blame anyone particularly except for everyone in my family. But I honestly, okay, I'm not a Disney adult, but I could be persuaded to be. I'm tinkering for sure.
I'm dipping my toe in.
Yeah. I love it. It's like fun, you know?
Yeah, I would be interested to go as an adult.
Have you gone ever?
Yes. We did family trips. Oh my God. I don't know if I should tell this story, but one story my mom told recently is that, so there was one time where my family, like my extended family, we all went together. So it was my mom and her 2 sisters, like all of their families. So like on that side, I have like 4 cousins. And so it was like us, and I was very young, so I don't remember much of the trip. I do remember, however, one day, I don't know if this was the same trip either, but one day, me and my cousins were all up on the bed because we're all like 4, 5, 6 at this point, maybe. And we were jumping from bed to bed in the hotel room. Like classic
monkey jump.
We have a monkey jump. And then we I was young, I was 4 years old, and so I was a little, and you guys, I don't know if we talked about this in the pod, but I have a very like self-preservation instinct, especially when it comes to physical harm. I'm not somebody who likes being hurt. I'm not like an adrenaline junkie in that way. Like I have to feel like physically safe to enjoy like an adrenaline rush.
Gotcha.
And so I was like not sure if I was gonna like make it, and so I was taking an extra second. And I don't remember if it was my brother or my cousin Griffin, but somebody pushed me off the bed because I wasn't going fast enough, and then I landed on my ankle and fucking twisted my ankle, and I had to go to the infirmary at Disney.
No.
Yay!
Oh, that sucks. Disney is so.
Yeah.
My brother got like really sick when we were there the one time. So he spent like the whole time in the
Evan.
hotel. I
And
know.
it's so high stakes because we're from, the north. And so it's like if you're
Yeah,
sick,
it's a
like
big deal.
Becca only
Yeah.
goes every 7 years.
Literally.
But
Now I have to wait. I have to wait till I'm 28 to go again.
and then there was
What the
this
hell?
there was this other time where my aunt, for whatever reason, stole jewelry.
From Disney?
Yes, and something Disney does not do is let you fuck with their money.
Tolerate. Yeah.
Literally. And now it's like, well, now Disney's like a police state. I haven't been since they did like the bands like around your wrist. Do you know about this?
No.
So now everybody who goes to Disney, I'm pretty sure like you have to do it, gets like a wristband that's like electronic and like connects to like an app. And so that's like your ticket to go in and out of the park. For people who stay like on Disney like hotels, like it's their room key.
Whoa. What do old
You
people
can
do?
you can pay for things with it, like it's like your credit card.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's like a police state now because you have like they literally make you wear a tracking device around the park. And so
Oh
I haven't been since that's been a thing, but they were basically doing the same thing to my aunt because like they like apprehended her basically and they were like, "Oh, you were like stealing." And she was like, "No, I wasn't." It's a little shoddy on some of the details of what exactly was going through her head, but they literally escorted her out of the park and I forget if she got banned or not. But
Oh my God.
no, and Disney literally like filed charges against her. Like she had to go back to Florida and like go to court.
She has to go back?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Like she had to go to court because Disney was like suing her ass. Anyway, which I don't think she stole like as much. I didn't even know you could sue for that amount. Because like how much could like a couple necklaces from Disney even cost?
Why was she stealing? So
I don't know. I don't
random.
know who would cross Disney. Something about corporation. Top corporations I'm scared of. Disney might be number
Disney.
one. Anyway,
God.
so and then, but apparently my mom, I love hearing my mom tell the story because she wanted to take me to see The Lion King. It's like her favorite thing, The Lion King show at Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to take me to go see it, and everybody else went and did something else. So it was just her and me in the parks, and someone literally followed her around the park the entire day that me and my mom were at Animal Kingdom because they knew she was with the sticky fingers.
Oh, a Disney person.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
Because my aunt had stolen and they knew we were all in like the same party and stuff. And so somebody was literally following my mom around the
crazy.
park. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so like what's your favorite thing to do at Disney?
Well, it's been a while, but I really did enjoy I think I like when I was 7, actually, I remember it was my birthday and we ate at Cinderella's castle. And it was so special to me.
Aww.
Yeah, so I think that's beautiful. The next birthday, I think I chose to go to Epcot because the Around the World is pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I also really kind of fuck with that future presentation they do where they're like,
yeah, inside the ball.
Yeah, it's
or
crazy.
Inside the spaceship.
I'm so the ball. Yeah, come on. It's a spaceship. I'm like I love like that aesthetic. Any piece of media, any like
retrofuturism,
yeah, I just love it. I think it's so cool. What's your favorite part of Disney?
My favorite part of Disney is now defunct. I do have to say, I'm gonna be brave, and this isn't problematic because I know better now, but I loved Splash Mountain as a kid.
What's wrong with it?
It's like based off Song of the South, which is like a really racist movie.
Oh.
And so now it's not Splash Mountain anymore. Like Splash Mountain is like defunct. And they're making it a Princess and the Frog ride.
Oh, okay.
Because there was all this like, and apparently like, again, I haven't been in a long time, but apparently like a lot of like, it's like an animatronic ride. So you ride like a log flume, which like log flume rides, let's talk about it. Might be the best category of
Love
ride.
it.
So
Love
like
the
you're
wet.
on the water and then you like, you travel throughout and there are like all these animatronics and stuff. And some people said they're like very clearly are like racial epithets and stuff. And so like,
Oh.
I don't know, but it was always so funny because I didn't want to get wet as a child. And when I was still like small enough, in Splash Mountain famously, pictures on amusement parks, like roller coasters, I feel like we don't talk about enough as a society. But like Splash Mountain, it ends with a big drop into like what looks like a briar patch. And so they take your picture like as you're like dropping, and it's like, and then the water comes up and everybody gets wet. But I used to not like to get wet as a kid, so I would like duck under like where the feet go. And so like
be gone
in the pictures, yeah, like my mom would always be like, Quinn, why do you duck under? I'm like, I don't want to get wet. But I love the sensation of like dropping. Like I love what that does to your body.
Do you like roller coasters?
I do love roller coasters a lot. I also love, I guess my favorite thing at Disney now is probably Everest. Like that would be the thing I was most excited to do when I get there. Expedition Everest. I still have in my room at home a little Yeti, like from Disney, like the little baby one. The Rock and Roller Coaster also. Oh my God, did you? So I went a couple times as like an older kid with my mom. Like I went when I was like 12 and like 13 and 14 with my mom. It was just the two of us. And one time I like did the whole badge collecting thing.
Really?
Yeah, and so like I bought all those like enamel pins and stuff, and like I have like a big chain of them.
You know what? Oh, I just remembered. I just found out that because I have Nick Jonas syndrome, I get a free fast pass.
Yeah, you do.
Because they don't want you waiting in line and your blood sugar going low.
It's bad optics. My God. It's bad optics.
Yeah, exactly. Disney can't have that.
No, Disney cast members, like like the procedures that they have for like everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching this TikTok and it was like a spoof, and this kid walked into Disney and he goes, "Oh no, my shoe's untied." And then he like clapped and like nobody came before. He was like, "Wait, guys, look at this. It's like those Disney adults who like know all the secrets.
Disney adults. What do you think of
it's like a whole
Disney
thing.
bounding?
What's Disney bounding?
That's okay. So as an adult, Disney adults, okay. You're not allowed to wear costumes, obviously, because they don't want children
confusing people. Yeah,
exactly. So Disney bounding is where like you pseudo create a costume with like regular looking clothes. So like if I was trying to be, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh, I would wear a yellow t-shirt and red shorts. Like, and people try to do that and dress as characters with regular clothing. And it's like there's like blogs dedicated to it, and it's just a very Disney adult thing to partake in.
terrifying.
But I'm low-key like, okay, if I was going to a Disney dinner, I would wear a blue dress and a sparkly headband and be Cinderella. But then I'm like, does that make me a Disney bounder, or am I just creative and fun in my own right?
Yeah,
maybe both.
I'd be like Lilo or something.
That's cute.
That I going back to formative media for a second, that is a movie I thought about. I really love Lilo and Stitch. Kids movie.
So good.
And so yeah. But are there any kind of like notable sort of vacations you've taken in your adult life?
Good question. I think probably going to Tybee when I was 18 and 19. Tybee, Georgia. It's actually where they filmed the Baywatch movie with Zac Efron and The Rock.
Yeah.
And you can see the place in the movie we stayed at. It's fun. But yeah, that very beaches I swam in. But I did partake in, I guess it was an adult vacation because it was the first time I went to a bar. I was 18. Me and my sister snuck in. We played the old trick where my sister had a fake ID. Okay, the oldest one was 21. Miranda was not, but had a fake ID, and I didn't have a fake ID.
You
and
had nothing.
I know nothing to my name. So Michaela showed her real ID, Miranda showed her fake ID, and I said, oh, I don't have my ID. It's in my other bag, but I'm her twin. And I was blonde enough, and me and my stepsisters look alike enough. We always get asked if we're actual sisters.
Really?
Yes, it's weird, especially when I'm blonde. Like, we do look alike. And so the guy was like, oh, okay. And we
He
got
said,
in.
oh, okay, yeah.
And then we went in again sometime, and I forget how I think I just fully snuck in that time. But that was so fun. I met the entire baseball team of some university in Georgia. Choked on a Jello shot. Oh, I choked. Yeah. It was
Becca's
scary.
greatest fear.
Yeah. I was dancing with someone and then fully choked and had to turn around and say, 1 second, leave. Sit down. But yeah. So yeah, that was pretty fun, and like partaking in college culture, I guess, before I got there. But I think I visited Macy in Wisconsin. That wasn't I wouldn't really I would call that a trip.
Yeah.
There's like a distinction between a vacation and a trip to me. So yeah, I've taken more trips, like to New York trips. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for me. What about you?
Well, that's interesting because you put out this distinction between a vacation and a trip. But
high level stuff.
I guess since we didn't get to talk about it in the high school episode, I will talk about the London trip now. But
yeah,
I went to my homeland, London. London. How you doing, babes? But yeah, I went to London my junior year of high school, and it was a theater specific trip, and so it was like all theater kids, and like we'd all did like shows together and stuff, which really volatile planning, like not a good thing.
Oh no.
Because like, oh my god, there was like I think about I like don't have like, I feel like I've repressed a lot of this trip because I do remember it feeling like World War like 6 out there, like just getting into fights with like everybody.
Oh no, the drama.
Yeah, like there was the drama of it all. But some of like the best like theater I've seen in my life, like we saw while we were there. We saw The Woman in Black. If you are ever in London, I don't even care if you don't like theater, like go see The Woman in Black. It is such a crazy experience because you don't think a play will be scary. Like you're like, how will a play be scary? But I was genuinely terrified.
I love that.
I literally screamed out loud in the theater. I was having a Ben moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
like literally, it was scary. It was scary, the stuff they do in that show. And then we saw Kinky Boots, which like Kinky Boots is like, it was big in America, but it is like a British show and it's about British people. And so it was really cool to see it in England. And then we also saw Bat Out of Hell, the musical.
You've told me about this.
A Jim Steinman jukebox musical, which I think Becca should direct in the world, actually, because it was so like, it's a campy like rock jukebox musical, like post-apocalyptic. It's like gritty and serious, but also really funny and like full of heart. Oh, so good. And like me and my friends are all like obsessed with it now, and we'll still like text about it sometimes. Me and my friend Ellen, when it came to America, it did a residency at the I guess I should say a run, it's a show. But it did a run at the New York City Center in summer 2019. And me and my friend Ellen like bought tickets and we like went, like rode the mega bus and did the whole thing. And we were Disney bounding because we dressed up. We like dressed up as like the characters in the show.
Oh my god, you fully were.
And then we also saw the Notes on Camp exhibit that day. Oh my gosh. At
Whoa.
the Met. It's crazy.
You saw the exhibit?
Yes.
Oh wait, that's where you got your book. You told me that.
And the poster, yeah. I bought a lot of merch from there. It's so cool. But yeah, the London trip was something. It was fun to see London, but I do remember there being like a lot of drama, which like trips, there's something about trip drama. It's like, it's suffocating because you can't leave. It really is. You can't, because you're somewhere else. Like you can't go anywhere.
Exactly. One time there was drama at on a trip, and I did have my mom pick me up early one time though.
I have also, I was on like a thing and I like had to, I was like, somebody come get me. I need to go somewhere else.
It has to happen at least once and that's healthy. It's healthy.
You
to know
need to
your
leave the trip.
boundaries.
You need to be Selena Gomez in Spring Breakers.
Leave the trip. Exactly.
Yeah. And then my spring break trip this year was kind of iconic.
Yeah.
So my me and it was 3 friends originally. Ian, Maddie, and Tegan, the 4 of us all wanted to go somewhere for spring break. And so we decided to go to Fort Lauderdale because we're all LGBT. And Fort Lauderdale is like a big gay spot. And so it's like gay spot in Florida for people to go to because, you know, spring break Florida, having that quintessential college experience. And then literally my friend Corey also got on the trip because I introduced my friends Ian and Corey. And then literally 2 days after I'd introduced them, Ian texts me and goes, "Do you think Corey would want to go on spring break with us?"
Instant.
Literally something about me, I like know when people's vibes will match up. I feel like I'm a good friend, like
connector.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then Corey joined the trip, and so then we all went down to Fort Lauderdale for like 7 days or something, and it was like, it was crazy. It was just like debauchery. Like we were just like, it was just crazy. Like we were truly just doing whatever.
That's so fun.
I feel like I'm like, yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like, and that's like
nuts,
it's like they
man.
just got like they just drank. Anyway, but it was just like a playground for adults, kind of. Like we just would like go out, and like it was spring break, so like everything was open all the time. And there was this one night, so as we talked about on the show before, I am a patron of the drag arts. And so Fort Lauderdale has, since it's like a big gay scene, it obviously has a huge drag scene, and there's a Hamburger Mary's there. And Hamburger Mary's is like a drag bar chain across like the United States, like drag bar / restaurant. And so I was like, guys, we have to go to Hamburger Mary's. So I looked it up and there was a show. But something about drag shows is that, at least in Pittsburgh, and I don't know about other places, but in Pittsburgh, they always start late. I've only been seated at a drag show that was supposed to start at 11, and they're like, "Okay, guys, we will be coming on the stage in just a half an hour. So, you know,
NBD,
go buy a drink, tip your bartender, all that stuff." And so I was like, "Oh," and we were all having like a fun time pre-gaming and stuff. We were playing cards like nobody's business on this trip. My one friend Tegan is Amish, or he comes from Amish people.
Wait.
Did you not know?
He was born Amish?
No, his family is Amish. He's like at least a generation or 2 removed. But like he still has like Amish like cousins, like people he's related to who are still like Amish, who he like knows and like talks to and stuff.
So what, they hang out?
Yes, like yeah.
Where? Wait, it's just weird. I just can't picture someone Amish being in a different environment than Amish settings, and I can't really picture Tegan.
Must never been to Lancaster.
I have been.
Have you ever been to the Target in Lancaster? You've seen Amish people like looking at like Wild Fable. It's crazy.
I see Amish people in my local Goodwill.
Really?
Brag. But you know, I'm not playing cards with them. I can't brag.
No, the Amish have this game. It's called Dutch Blitz. And Tegan taught us, and it's like, I can't even get into it right now, but it was so fun.
I love
card games. We would literally card games are the best thing ever. It's a part of the Mum Summer. You have to play cards with your friends during Mum Summer. So yeah, we were playing this Dutch Blitz game, and we would like keep score. And since there were 5 of us in the house, it was like stakes, because if you scored the lowest, you had to give up your seat to the person who like wasn't.
Like that.
And so
competition.
Yeah, it was the competition. So and then we would play like regular card games as well. And the competition did get the best. I did feel like I was making people uncomfortable at certain points with how competitive I got.
Did you stop yourself, or you
Yes,
just...
I like
Okay.
recognized the vibes. I didn't ruin any friendships, but there were like a couple awkward moments. Anyway, there was this one night. So anyway, Hamburger Mary's. Back to that. So the show was supposed to start at like 9. And I was like, we were having a fun time with the pregame, playing cards, all that kind of stuff. And we were like, and I was like, oh guys, we don't really have to be there until like 9:30 or something. And so like we get in the Uber and we're there by like 9:30, 9:45. I can't quite remember. But we pull up, bar's empty. Like it's open, but it's empty. And we're like, oh, what's going on? And so we order a drink, and one of my friends, Corey, started striking up a conversation with one of the queens who had just performed the show. And she's like, oh yeah, we do start our shows on time here. So like we did the whole show. You guys just like missed it. And so we missed the drag show, but I was like, I think we had been playing Ride the Bus this night, which is a drinking game if you've never played it, which it can be a very dangerous game. And I did have to take myself off the bus before I reached my stop.
I don't know this game, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like, so basically there's this thing where you lay out cards and you get to assign like drinks during the first part, and then basically after like there's a first kind of round, and then the person with the most cards after the first round, that person has to ride the bus. And so what riding the bus is you have the deck of cards, and the first thing you ask is red or black, like talking about the suit, and then you say red or black, and then they flip it over, and if it's right, you go on to what is it, higher or lower than like the card you have on the table. And so then you guess again. And then if you're right, you get to guess again. It's like, what's the third one? There's one that's on the table or off the table. And so like if you pulled like a 7 and a 3, then if it's on the table, then it's either a 7 or a 3. And then one of them is like you have to guess the suit. And so there are like 4, and you have to clear all 4 of those, or else, and if you don't, you have to take a sip and you go until you beat it, basically.
Oh, I see.
So it's a hard game to beat, and so you can get very intoxicated playing it. And so this night, I think, was the night where I had to physically take myself off the bus. I was like, guys, I have to stop right now. I have to get off.
Boundary.
Pulling the... Anyway, so we end up going out, and since I'm feeling a little sexy and free, I start talking to these other people who are like some of the only other people in the bar, and certainly the only other people our age. And so we talked to them, and they're like this group of kids from they go to Western Michigan University. There were these 2. A couple people in our group thought they were cute or whatever, but it turns out they were dating. And each of them had come up to people in our group at one point and said, yeah, we were like hooking up and like screwing around for like a couple months, and we only started dating officially like 2 months ago, but we're kind of going through a rough patch right now.
2 months.
We were all like pro tip to the audience: if you're going through a rough patch at 2 months, pack it up. Like,
yeah, cut it off.
That's
guys.
not the time for that. If you were experiencing significant struggles in your relationship 2 months in, rule of thumb, it's not
okay
a relationship
to quit.
you need to, it's okay to quit things. It's okay to, as Becca said, we support divorce on this podcast.
Always.
We believe in gay marriage, but more so we believe in gay divorce.
Yes.
So we all decide to like switch locations to another bar that we had gone to, my group. And so we all walk down there together because we're like all a big group now. And so it's a drag show at the other bar. And so it was like perfect vibe. And the host took a liking to me. And something I did while I was in Fort Lauderdale is I was lying every day about when my birthday was.
I love lying. And the birthday lie is the best.
Because something about a drag show is every show they ask, any birthdays in the crowd?
Sure.
Nobody knows me here. I can just
raise that hand.
I got like 4 free shots that week because I was just like, it's my birthday, yeah. Anyway, so Then I get pulled up on stage. It's my birthday suddenly, and we have a twerk competition. So we have to we have like a twerk off, and so I'm drunk and I'm down for a good time, and so I started busting it down Tatiana, and there wasn't like a winner deemed really, but I feel like I held my own, but I got a free shot. And so then the host of the show really liked my energy, and so she comes up to me and she says, "Hey, we're having a little competition at the end of the show, and I think you would be really good." And it was a strip competition.
I forgot about this. OMG.
And the winnings was like $200.
Not a competition.
So of course I was like, sign me
up.
So me, Corey, and my friend Tegan, we all sign up. Corey is first up, and he literally like strips all the way down to his fucking like underwear in the bar and is like dancing, and it's like, oh my god. So that was the first thing, and then I'm second up, and I was doing like burlesque. I had like my scarf. I was wearing a scarf that night, and I like took it off and I like wrapped it around the host. And then at one point I was like, well, and I did fully take like my shorts off. And I was just in my underwear, like dancing in front of everybody. And then I did fully pull the back of my underwear down and like shake my ass on one of my friends.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So my bare ass was out in the bar. And mind you, I'm with strangers. Like I'm with people we literally just met like 45 minutes ago.
I'm glad they stuck around.
Yeah, they were like, they were like, oh my god, you did so good. And no, it was funny. And then one of the other kids we were with also entered, and he made it to like top 3. I didn't make it past first round because something about drag or bar competitions with drag, sometimes they do it by applause, and so it becomes very hairy. You can rig it really easily. So everybody really liked me, but and I heard a lot of good comments about my performance the rest of the night. But you know, the host didn't keep me on and stuff like that, and so fine. Jeez. These 2 beautiful women were the final 2, and we love them. Good. And so yeah, but that was like something about Fort Lauderdale that was really scary, is that like by the end of our like 7-day stay, people started to like recognize me.
That is crazy.
Like,
oh my god.
Like this guy, the last night we were there, he comes up to me and he goes, "Pittsburgh."
Whoa.
Because one night I got up and I was like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Pittsburgh." And I was like, luckily it was like literally our last night. Oh my god, this was a terrible idea, but our last night, our flight was at like 5 a.m. or something, and so we just didn't go to sleep. We just went out and stayed out.
Oh, that's
and then
terrible.
We went home, and we didn't think that would be a bad idea. And meanwhile, I'm like catatonic the next day in the airport.
That's such a bad idea.
I also can't sleep on planes, so I didn't know. I was in good time mode. And so, but no, he literally came up to me. He was like, "Pittsburgh," and I was like, "Oh, it's a good thing we're leaving. It's a good thing we're not staying here.
This could not have happened longer."
Yeah, because I was already starting to make a reputation for myself.
Oh my god.
And so maybe there's a side of me that comes out, because, and that's not a beautiful thing about vacation. It's like there are no like
social expectations. Like you can just be crazy. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you can't lie about your birthday when you're like in your home city, because you go out, and like you can't just be like every weekend like you can't just do that. And so, but vacation is a place where you can lie. It's very the White Lotus.
Loves it. Oh my god. Wow.
Okay. Well, Becca, have we said our piece on vacations, at least for now?
I have one more story I want to tell.
Okay.
It came to me when you were talking about North Carolina, and also I've already brought up Ryan. I just want to say this out loud. One time we stayed in Duck, North Carolina. The beaches weren't really hitting in Duck, but the house we had a pool. Yeah. So we were making really good use out of that pool. On halfway through the week, we went out to dinner. We all ate like a good greasy meal. We went night swimming after. I was like, ooh, so fun.
Sharks are feeding.
Exactly. I'm swimming across the pool like most people do. I'm going towards the deep end. what do I feel but, oh, I've been hit. I was hit in the stomach by something so hard. It made me puke into the pool.
Ew.
What was I hit by but Ryan's head? He was waiting at the bottom of the pool to jump up into my stomach. Like, why to do that? But then
He is like your Frankie Grande. Like, you aren't lying.
literally, he's attached to the worst part is me and Ryan get out because he's like, ew. I'm like, you just catapulted your head into my stomach. And then I see his brother Jacob is swimming directly in towards the puke, and my aunt catches him with the pool net. So there was a boy in a pool net. He did not come in contact with the issue, but he was in a pool net, and she scooped him out of the water. Anyway,
Was he like little or like was he like?
It was a big pool net, and he was
Okay.
kind of little.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh my God.
And then the pool basically became unusable for the rest of the time, and everyone was like, "Thanks, Becca." I was like, "Why was Ryan plotting on me at the bottom of the pool to jump up?"
It was very a below deck narrative, blaming a woman.
Exactly. I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's hey, vacation. It's crazy. Always.
Yeah.
But
Vacation.
yeah.
I'm recently off vacation, so I'm like vacationed out a little bit. When you need to like when you're like, okay, I need to go back to real life.
Yeah, I get that.
As Kris Jenner said on her talk show one time, it was like, do you ever feel like you need a vacation from your vacation?
Vacation. She's so smart.
Literally. Okay. Well, Becca and I have set our piece on vacations for now, at least. If you guys have any vacation stories that you would like to tell us, any White Lotus-esque events, we're always looking for audience participation here.
Always.
And so if you have any good vacation stories, Becca and I would love to hear them at our email address, manicpixiejumpscare@gmail.com. But now we're going to go to a little break and come back for our segments.
Yay.
Guys, I'm scared.
Oh my God.
We're back.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, as we do every week, we're going to discuss some of the feedback we've been receiving from you guys, our very listeners or disciples. Thank you so much for sending in. As always, send in more, please. But we did receive I was about to say a nice email, but the subject line is help. So this is from someone. I don't know who. But Quinn's going to read this email from one of our disciples.
So it says, Dear Q and B, cute little nicknames. Long-time listener, first time writing in. Thank you for listening. I'm in desperate need of advice. Something really tragic happened to me recently. My boyfriend of over a year decided to be a freaking camp counselor at an overnight camp. Now I'm home alone and I'm getting really bored. You two seem to be really single at the moment. Okay. Do you have any advice on how to entertain myself when my boyfriend is away and my friends are busy? Any TV or documentary recs? Anything would help. Love the content. Big fan. XOXO, Lauren. Okay, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
You guys seem single.
Imagine somebody saying that to you in the wild.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Well, yeah, that was really weird of your boyfriend to do.
Yeah.
I obviously don't support that as a person who doesn't like camps.
Yeah.
And I think what you're asking is really, it holds some weight. This is serious to me.
Yes.
I would firstly obviously recommend Below Deck.
Yes.
Especially for the summer. And I guess since Lauren said she already watched White Hot, which I also did just watch. The Abercrombie and Fitch documentary.
And did it tell you things you didn't even know?
It really did.
That's crazy.
It really did. I had no idea actually about the racist scandal.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Did you ever watch the Challenger docuseries?
Yes. So Lauren, watch that.
Yes,
Watch that.
yes. A foundational document of my life is the Challenger docuseries on Netflix. Becca probably remembers the saga. My close friend's Instagram story became like dedicated to this for like a good 5 days.
Yeah.
Like I was posting like play by play, like people were interacting with me about it. Like I'm fully shocked at the Challenger documentary on or docuseries I should say on Netflix.
It's crazy.
What else could you do when a boyfriend is away? I've been getting really into finding outlets and like activities that aren't aren't traditional media consumption, because I feel like I just like watched a lot of TV and movies for so long. So
yeah,
I've been reading a lot. I really love read a romance novel, not like a cheesy romance novel. I like romance novels that are a little bit more like highbrow, if I can say.
Yeah,
I'll talk about it a little bit more on the next episode, but a book had me absolutely over a barrel that was a little romance. And so for the distance romance you feel in your life, you can substitute that with a book. And it's something I have to ask myself constantly, am I over identifying with the characters in my book a little too much? But you're not there yet, Lauren. And so you can just be, safe in that. Maybe also take this time to explore some hobbies, maybe
try things.
Tennis, for instance, knitting, customizing clothing, some things Becca and I enjoy.
Maybe build something, like build something out of wood.
Can we talk about, literally just for fun, order a piece of furniture that you have to assemble yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else finds that fun, but I found that incredibly fun when I was moving into my apartment.
I love building furniture.
It's like an accomplished feeling. Like not something too complex. Like maybe just a little like table. Like, do you need a new nightstand? DIY, baby. Or just like find like a weird DIY project to do. Tie-dye.
I was gonna say, or just
the summer.
Paint your furniture like one color that you want it all to be.
Yeah.
Do that. Lauren, we just filled your summer.
We're giving you a laundry list of things.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. So if you have a question, please write into Becca and I. If you have any more, if you want advice from Becca and I, we'll answer it. We're not professionals in any sense, so do not take our advice as anything. This is a show that is meant to make people laugh ultimately. So
yes,
our advice will ultimately reflect that rather than actually helping you. And so yeah.
And if you try to sue us, just know we will sue you. That's all I can say.
And just know that Becca and I have nothing to go after valuable.
You don't want anything about me.
I have no assets.
Not a one. I will never own a house.
I am. we are Generation Z. We will never own property. It's not a thing for us. We won't retire.
Don't even try.
We won't have pensions. We won't anything. Nothing.
401k.
Nothing. No.
Literally.
So now the time has come for our Manic Pixie moments as well as our jump scares of the week. So we usually start with our jump scares of the week. It's just a time in the past where we have felt. So Becca, what is a time where you have felt like particularly spooked in the past?
Okay, that's a good question. And I thank you for asking it. It actually happened today, and that is I looked to the side of my bed and unfortunately one of my plants died.
That's the worst.
And I think I just misdiagnosed what kind of plant it was and how much light it needed because I think it should have been in very, very low light. Like it could not have even been in my room where I have like big windows. It should have been like hiding away because it was like pretty burnt. And because of that, because I have like tried to find the issue, I'm not blaming myself, and I'm not attributing it to any toxicity in the air or any negative energy going towards that plant, because all my other plants are doing very well. But it's always sad to see a little plant die, and it makes me feel like I failed as a mother.
Yeah, and it's your responsibility at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is a bad thing about being a plant owner. Not like you specifically, but just, as in an empathetic way, not in like an
thanks. That makes me feel a lot better, Quinn.
I remember the first time a plant died on me. I came back from a trip. I forget where I was, but I had the plant for like a year. And then I think I overwatered it and it got root rot. And it was like a cactus. And so it had like deflated.
Yeah. Oh,
and it was all goopy. It's all goopy inside. Yeah.
Aww.
It's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough. But yeah, that made me feel sad. So what was your jump scare of the week though?
My jump scare of the week is just fireworks as a concept.
Yeah.
I always think I'm going to like fireworks more than I do. And I don't know, something about Sea Isle City that we need to talk about. People be doing whatever with fireworks over there. I've now spent 2 4th of Julys or times around 4th of July at Sea Isle City, New Jersey. And those people do not know how to use fireworks. The first year we went and we got like seats on the beach. We were looking up at the fireworks. We were like, ooh, we're gonna have a good time. Literally, somebody sets off a firework just like out of their hands. And literally, I'm like here and Emberland's like right here.
Oh.
Like a full like spark from the firework. My one friend Bridget said she had a burn on her foot because one of them like hit her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the burnt foot.
and then somebody was setting off like illegal fireworks like right 50-100 feet away from us, like in the water. And they started setting them off and they were directly above us and we could feel like the shells like raining down on us.
I hate that. Yeah, like I've been burned by fireworks.
Like it was before. Like we kept making jokes. We were like, this is what the beaches of Normandy must have felt like. Like it was
it's warfare.
Like
it's
we
warfare.
Were literally, and they're so loud and like it wasn't as bad this time because we were like higher up on the beach. We didn't even go on the beach. We were like near the dunes where you enter. But like still, people were on the beach just like setting off fireworks and they were coming super close. And they're also bad for the environment.
And as someone with dogs, like it's never worth the dog's trouble. Like I've always said this about fireworks. I'll see one. That's enough for me. I get it. I got the point. It was great. I'm good. I don't need to see 500 go off.
Yeah. And there's always that point at the end of the fireworks show where you can tell that their time is coming up. Like they don't have any more time and they have a bunch more fireworks. And so they just start shooting all of them into the air.
Yeah.
And it just becomes like a dum 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 dum, like, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt I had a thing on 4th of July where we were walking around and every time I would see a dog, I was like, you're about to have a bad day in a couple hours.
It's about to be the worst night of your fucking life.
Your
year.
Dog. Of your year. Because it happens every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fireworks as a concept. So Becca,
every 7 years for dogs. Oh my God. Much like Disney to me. Our fireworks to dogs.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Crazy.
So Becca.
Yeah.
We now turn to the Manic Pixie moment, which is a moment where we felt like, ooh, ooh. La, la. So what was that moment for you this week?
So my Manic Pixie moment is actually preemptive because tomorrow I'm getting my hair done. And I'm going to sit in that chair and say, make me as blonde as possible. Back to me. Yeah. I'm so excited.
That's crazy.
I know.
Oh my God.
I feel like
I've never experienced blonde, Becca.
And it's going to be scary. Are you scared?
I've heard of this girl who allegedly I'm friends with. Who allegedly I host a podcast with.
This is all
alleged.
I've
never seen her.
I've never truly known her.
Literally.
No,
Oh
but
my
yeah.
God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and I'm toying with, I don't know if I want to recut my bangs or just keep letting them grow. But I feel like, I don't
I like
know.
them.
They're
I don't
very
know if like
long
for
just for me.
blonde.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see
It's the
when I get
thing.
there and what the girl thinks.
For our listeners, Becca has been very consistent with her hair lately, but Becca's like thing for a
Yeah.
while. Like her thing was that she
Yeah.
changed her hair a lot.
All the time. I did it so many times this year.
Yes. Yeah. And then you got something where you couldn't change your hair anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so that had to pump the brakes. But
Mhm.
now
I'm home. Here I go.
here I go.
Here I go.
Oh
Off
my
we go.
God. Blonde in time for España too.
Exactly. Barcelona.
Barcelona. Oh my
Barcelona.
gosh, that's
I
so
know.
exciting.
I'll send you photos.
I know. I'll see it.
Yeah.
We have a date tomorrow
True.
via Zoom.
True.
Anyway. But yeah.
All right. Well, Quinn, what was your manic pixie moment of the week?
My manic pixie moment of the week was I started as I said, I've been reading a lot, and like as I was reading, I was like, what if I tried to write a book?
Okay.
So I was like, I was randomly like, I'm not trying to write a book. Well, I don't know. So I said I got this concept for like a short story because I recently rewatched Heartstopper. More on that later. But and so I was thinking about love, relationships, and then I got a little idea in my noggin
Doink.
for a little story. And so I started typing, type. And so for like 2 nights, I put like a couple hours into it. And I have like 4 like pretty much like 1.25 spaced like pages of like stuff so far.
Whoa.
And yeah, but it made me feel very much like in my bed, like late at night, just like
I love that.
writing, weaving a little tale.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know. I want to experiment with long form fiction. It's yada yada the artist way. Just opening me up
Yeah,
and
that's
making
exciting.
me think, because I was reading some books and I was like, you know what? Okay, now let me
I've been
try.
thinking. Okay, that was good. Now let me try. Let me
Very
drag
angel mommy. But yeah.
Love it.
But I think that brings us to the end of our episode today, Becca.
Wow.
We've done it again. If you want to keep up with you, how can they do so?
They can follow me on Instagram at Becca Hobart.
Mm-hmm.
They can follow me on Twitter at Bex Gloss. And they can follow me on TikTok at Where Y'all Growing During World War III. They can also find me at the Plant Cemetery. Quinn, where can the people keep up with you individually?
I am at Quinn P. Murphy on both Instagram and TikTok. I am getting TikTok clout based off of, because Becca and I, something about us is we keep going viral on TikTok.
Literally.
No, literally, guys. We talked about the virality in our last episode, but now it's grown even more.
It's even gotten worse.
We're reaching new audiences. No, and
Better.
I took a picture because I was randomly looking at our TikTok the other day, and it was an angel number, our followers.
Was it 333?
No, it was 222.
Oh my God.
And I looked it up. Wait. This is really important.
Yeah, it is.
Angel number meaning. Okay, 222 angel number meaning. 222 is representative, or is a message of hope, representative of balance, harmony, life choices, commitment, compromise, and trust. It's a sign you can it's a sign you can build on your current situation to achieve your goals and more.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good omen for our little pod here.
It is.
And so yeah, Quinn P. Murphy on Instagram and TikTok, Quinny P123 on Twitter. And so Becca, how can people keep up with the show?
Oh, of course. We are Manic Pixie Jump Scare on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, where we have our podcast uploaded at length in video form and also exclusive content. So if you're not over there and subscribed, where even are you right now?
Yes, and be on the lookout, because this week there will be some exclusive content that was cut for time from our last couple episodes. Becca and I just filmed a cheeky little exclusive that will probably be coming out in the next couple of weeks. And so the YouTube game is about to be stepped up a little bit when it comes to MPJ. But our YouTube has been growing, which is good. The TikTok is bringing a lot of people. So yeah.
Yeah.
And also write into us.
Please, dear God, manicpixiejumpscare@gmail.com.
We love to hear from you.
Anything.
Secrets.
Please.
If you have a secret, we will not say your name. Just put in the email like
anonymous.
Don't say my name. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Make a new account and send it from there. And like tell us a secret. Did you kill somebody? We want to know.
I want to know. Let me know.
Maybe not that one, but like if there was something fun, like a secret you've been like wanting to get off your chest, send it to me and Becca. And that's like out there, you know.
Yeah. You'll feel so much better, I swear.
Yeah, I swear.
I swear.
We're inviting something, certainly. So yeah.
No. All right. Well.
We're Quinn.
And we're
Becca.
And
thank you for listening. Manic Pixie Jump Scare is hosted by Quinn Murphy
and Becca Hobart. Executive produced by Quinn Murphy and Becca Hobart.
Sound and video editing by Quinn Murphy.
Social media management and highlights by Becca Hobart.
And our theme song was written by Quinn Murphy, Becca Hobart, and Nandita Mahesh.